Many drugs. Okay, it's a fictional drug that Nick made up, which is kind of, you can figure it out. You can make it up to be whatever drug you want, but obviously it is instantly addictive and kind of like liquid crack, I guess. Anyway, I won't go into my extensive drug history. Moving right along, next question. She went to St. Paul's boarding school.
Yeah, and I'm from Colorado, and I ended up leaving.
She's from Colorado.
What inspired you to write this? You didn't go to boarding school or what this?
She's asking Nick McDonald why he wrote this at 17, and she didn't. That's why you better come up, Nick. Because people won't hear you.
We can't hear you.
What? Ladies and gentlemen, Nick McDonald. Who wrote the first screenplay. Why you wrote this?
So, I'm sorry, where are you who asked this question? Hi. The reason I wrote this book is because I was an extremely pissed off set of people. And that was the only reason. Actually, that's what it was. Living in New York. But this is really about the movie. I mean, the book is a very different thing. It's like a little minimalist. It's not this huge opera. Look at this. This is a whole different thing. So please, ask them.
Well, he was 17, he was really pissed off, and I was 70 and really pissed off. Do you have any questions for the cast?
Yes, I have a question. Sorry, hi, I have a really loud voice. So I thought that the whole white thing that you were doing was super amazing. Like I loved it. And I
You thought the whole what thing?
the whole memories, like flashbacks.
Oh, the flashbacks.
Yeah, where you had like only white. And
The limbo, the white limbo.
Yeah, and I was wondering, what was the symbolism in that?
It was really cheap. It was, well, no, we didn't have a lot of time and money, but it was to separate it from the rest of the film and to always let you know that you were in White Mike's memory and to show you why White Mike is the way he is and what had led him to the grieving, to dropping out of school, why they didn't, why he was so lost and why he was so adrift. So I'm glad you liked it. But it was cheap, too. Yeah?
Was the narration excerpted exactly from the book, and did you feel a responsibility to stay true to the book?
The majority, the most poetic, beautiful, the good stuff is Nick's. And then some of it is exposition that was added just to give you some information because there are so many characters. But the best of we tried to stay very true to the book. Most of the narration is from the book. And Kiefer did a great job. Yes. Yes, Craig Cooley. From Portland.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just to ask the author, was it from an actual, the book written from an actual event, or?
He wants to know if Nick wrote the book, you mean the end of the movie, based on an actual event?
Right.
No. The book is based on the sort of mythology of the high school I went to. And someone said they were from St. Paul, I think, here. So there is this sort of mythology of privilege and violence and greed and drug use that circles around that high school world. And the book came out of that, but there are very few direct correlations.
And I think unfortunately it's really a story in high schools and towns and groups of young people. I think we know now it's not only with the privileged. And so I think that I think Nick's work has a deeper resonance than even the world that he was witness to when he wrote the book as a teenager. I think we know now that this is actually a movie about bad parenting. What it really is. Thanks, you rarely see them. And, and their solutions to problems are certainly not healthy. So, and it's a world where celebrity is valued above accomplishment, and materialism is valued over humanity. And that's unfortunately going on a lot, and it's where we are in a lot of our Western culture. And certainly not everyone in the film is damned. We have Emma. More questions?
Hi.
Hi,
I have a question for the cast.
for the cast.
Obviously, most of the people in this movie are pretty messed up. So was it hard on you guys to play people who are so disturbed?
Was it hard on the cast to play messed up people?
We are actors. I understand that we are actors, so we already are disturbing people.
Anybody else want to answer that?
He wanted me to answer. I had an amazing time on this project. When I came out, there was a point that I came out of the actual trail. I gotta tell you this, and I was like, they were screaming, and I was like, oh, I was like having a moment. And I looked, and Chace was behind me. And I'm gonna tell you, honestly, the first thing that popped in my head was, what kind of shit is this? Where am I at right now? I'm on another planet. And I had Joe for guidance on this actual project to make sure I delivered the performance that would allow me to be worthy of standing in this group right now. And I'm excited about being here.
Yeah, no one recognized him on the streets of New York, and there were no fans, and no people screaming his name or trying to get his autograph. Yeah, he was a lonely little boy. On the east side of Manhattan, and then we went to the projects in Harlem. Actually, the mayor's office, we had to sneak Curtis into the projects and shoot on the roof and in the basement because the mayor's office said that if there was a riot in Harlem that he was there, they would have to send 80 cops and the movie would have to pay for it. We didn't have enough money to pay for a cop. More questions? He wants to know how Chace prepared for it. For being a drug dealer.
It took my experience of many, many years. No, I stopped drinking, and no, I kind of, but I didn't really, much just like small things really, just wanted to get some little details, and I think he had kind of a cadence to him and sort of a rhythm, and kind of became a hermit for a little bit there for a while in the shooting, a couple weeks prior, and dropped a little weight, I just want to look, Joel comes to me and goes, oh, no, don't drop too much weight now. You can't look too skinny. I took a little gaunt there for a minute, but no, I sort of switched things up, and I prepared for a couple of weeks and just kind of went at it, It was fun.
Didn't let him lose too much weight. How to sell that fine ass on the screen. Take care of that boy's career. Okay. Chase's parents who are here to see you. More questions?
So you work with big budgets, small budgets.
Work with big budgets, small budgets.
Do you have a preference for either?
Big is nice, but no, the problem is this: when you have a very big budget, it's never as much as you should have. They always sort of kind of give you less money than you really need to make the movie. But the problem is when you have a very big budget, they expect huge audiences. So you're carrying the weight of what's called a tentpole movie.
Actors like Emily and Phil and Billy, what they grew from, their feelings of radical relationships.
How they prepared and dealt with the relationships they have with their parents in the movie.
Yeah.
We'll start with it.
Well, I don't think it's, that hard for anybody under the age of, 30 to relate to meeting your mother. But, there's definitely some issues. So I drew upon probably what happened to me the week before.
I guess I'm really fortunate to have really supportive parents and stuff. So, yeah. But I don't know. I just kind of try to put myself in that situation as best as possible. Listen to music that makes me feel sad. I guess find a monster and then kill it.
I think that the tragedy of all the parents in this movie is, like a lot of parents, they think they're being really good parents. I think that, and they're dealing with the situations the way they think they should be dealing with them. I mean, one of my favorite moments of the movie is that Ellen Barkin, the great Ellen Barkin, she did us a great favor for us. How about that body at 55? Yeah. The great thing about her character is that she's trying to be this very stern mother, and you've used up your allowance for spring break, so there's no more money, but I'll buy you a Marc Jacobs dress at Bergdorf. Right, I like that that's her discipline, right? That never happened to Emily. More. Yes.
The end scene with the killer there.
The end scene with Claude, he's just misunderstood. He's not. It made her think of Apocalypse Now and Martin Sheen. From your mouth to God's ears. Thank you. Thank you. No, I think Philly is so extraordinary in that scene. And he, like everyone in the film, really lives these moments. In the shower, when he's pounding the wall, it took him about 45 minutes to really come down from there. He wanted to leave right away when we finished that scene, and I really made him sit down because, like a lot of the fine actors on the stage, he really lives those moments, and you can see it on film, and we're very proud of all of them.
Question?
Yes?
You mentioned that the screenwriter was the first draft. What happened after his draft? And I'd like to ask what it was like to adapt the book.
Well, Jordan can fill you in on that because he had to do many drafts. And then when he turned it over to us, it was just a cut and paste of a lot of Jordan and just passages from the book. So it always was Jordan, but he can speak to that.
When Joel came on, he felt very strongly that we had gone a little bit away from the novel. And to his credit, he pushed us to return more strongly to the novel. Of course, we always stay true to the story, but Joel had the vision to bring it home and bring it more true, make it more true to the novel, which I think works wonderfully. And in any screenplay, you go through a lot of versions where you're trying to capture the emotion that Nick brought to the story. And I think we got it. Thanks.
I also think, Jordan's being a little honest here, I think that what is really not in the book, and Jordan's greatest contribution, besides writing through those 10 drafts, which is always difficult for any writer, is it was his idea to create the love story between Molly and White Mike. And without that, it would be so much less of a story, because that is such a heartbreaking relationship to me. And the fact that he lies to her, and then he's trying to struggle so hard to hold on to decency, to someone who is a real person, who has a real life, who is part of his childhood, who's someone his mother loved, and that he cares deeply about, and she obviously is in love with him. But he's lying to her, and I think that would really not have happened without Jordan. So, and Emma wouldn't have had that great part. So, there you go. Okay, two more. Yes?
I would just like to know, from the cast, something that you learned from your part, if you or someone in high school is watching it, what kind of message do you hope they get that you learned from that role?
From the cast, what did you learn from the role, and what someone from high school might get from that? Don't do drugs. Say no to drugs. Don't be what? Don't be bitches. Don't take naked pictures on cell phones. And don't go buying weed for blonde girls. No, I think, I think a lot of the behavior that seems harmless when you're young, what the movie is, there's also always been, in the whole socioeconomic class warfare, where kids with money cross over into the drug world. And it's so obvious in Manhattan, where Park Avenue and Fifth Avenue, the most expensive real estate in Manhattan, cross right into Harlem. And children are playing like they're adults and can handle everything. And everyone is coming from the systems and from the habits and from the tribal rights of their territories, and how those things conflict, and how these are still children who are really adult impersonators. And hopefully it's a cautionary tale for a lot of people. We hope. One more we're allowed. One more burning question.
With such a large and talented cast, explain some of the difficulties they have managing orchestrating.
Such a large and talented cast, difficult managing them. You feed them and pay them. No, they managed each other. I mean, this is a cast that became a family almost immediately. Cody and Esty cooked for people a lot of nights. They all went out together almost every night and did no drinking whatsoever, and helped each other in all the scenes. And I didn't have to handle them. I think they had to handle me. Steve Fierberg, our great cinematographer, and we were the most insane people on the set. They had to handle us, but the credit belongs to them. Okay, one last question. Yes, which lady?
I think it was her right there.
Question again. When working with such a large cast in such a short...
Working with such a large cast in such a short period of time?
Right. What was it like, if you could just comment on working with your production team and what it was like to work with them to make that work as a whole?
We did 6 scenes a day, and we worked 12-hour days because we didn't want to go over time because we would use up our budget. And we did 6 scenes a day, and we would, most of what you're seeing is We would get to the spot, we would do a little bit of rehearsal, a little bit of lighting, do the performance, wrap, and go to the next in an hour. Almost every scene you're seeing is an hour. And so it's really guerrilla filmmaking. A lot of it is in the middle of Park Avenue Fifth. The people are not so happy when you're shooting in the middle of their town. We were very blessed. I have to have my friend Holly Peterson stand up because she loaned us her apartment. She gave us her apartment for $1. We used that apartment for 12 apartments. And also Ralph Lauren and Tom Brown and Diego Percival and Pucci, a lot of brilliant designers loaned us sample clothes. Jennifer Miller loaned us all the jewelry. There were a lot of people in New York that helped us. That helped us a lot in what we had to do. But in doing this